Let's get more details on the country's 6.3% inflation rate and what does this mean moving forward. Joining us via Zoom are Glenn Polo, OIC of the PSA Price Statistics Division, and Soraya de Guzman, OIC of the PSA Economic Sector Statistics Service. Good evening and welcome to The Big Story.
Good evening po.
Good
Okay.
evening, Sir Cito and Ma'am Gretchen.
Good evening to and Ma'am Gretchen.
Okay, does the PSA see the inflation numbers continuing to go down in the next few months leading up to 2023 or not?
Actually, Sir Chito and Ma'am Gretchen, the PSA only reports actual data. These come from our surveys conducted regularly within the month. It's the BSP who is doing the forecasting. And even for forecasters, today is still early to predict the movement of inflation. That's why the BSP usually releases their forecast at the end or close to the end of the month, because that's when they have substantial data coming from different sources to forecast the inflation. Like, for example, the announcement of weekly oil price adjustments from the Department of Energy, announcement of the change in utility rates, and foreign trade data like importation of crude oil and other agri-products. Together with the official CPI weight from the Philippine Statistics Authority and the semi-monthly releases of the selected agricultural products, they can forecast the inflation.
Okay, ma'am, given the data that we have, aside from oil and commodities, U.S. dollar pain and continued geopolitical tensions, what else do you see as catalysts for the inflation numbers that we have right now?
Good afternoon, Gretchen. Good afternoon again.
Good evening.
Ay, sir, nawala po yata yung audio natin. Oo,
sorry.
Yun. There you go.
Okay. Based on our experiences, ang makaka-epekto rito is yung weather condition. For the past few weeks, we're experiencing torrential rains, and definitely this will affect the transportation of vegetable from the vegetable-producing provinces, so yung from north. And kapag meron tayong kakulangan sa supply, definitely it will affect the inflation, and coupled with elevated prices, oil prices, although slowly decreasing na siya because of the series of rollbacks, still magkakaroon pa rin siya ng epekto sa inflation. So definitely yung weather condition natin will be a factor. Thank you.
Okay, what does the current data mean for workers and companies and even consumer goods and products in the market?
Actually, Sir Chito, this is a loop. If prices are increasing, purchasing power of the workers will decrease, lessening the quantity of the products they can afford. This will be used as a reason to ask for increase in wages, which will then affect the revenue of producers or companies. If the companies cannot shoulder the additional expense due to increase in wages, they pass this on to the consumers or the workers by increasing the prices of their products and services, which will again affect the purchasing power of the workers. And then the cycle goes on, just like the chicken egg situation.
And with that said, how soon do you think inflation might taper, and before the central bank can consider loosening policy rates and holding on to monetary policy?
Thank you for the question, Ma'am Gretchen. Again, we're not forecasting the inflation. It's the BSP's job. However, in the past, we noticed that the inflation increases in the last quarter of the year. So this is usually during the holiday season. So we experience increase in demand of commodities related to holidays. Example, the Noche Buena and Medianoche items. Also, household appliances, because this is the time of bonuses and gift-giving practices. So the last quarter is the holiday season, and somehow we expect this. So the CPI will increase, and then eventually it will slow down in the early part of the succeeding year. So I think for this year, the BSP will still hold on the current interest rate unless we experience some unexpected positive event like series of rollback in oil prices and utilities, which will eventually pull down the prices of commodities, resulting in slower inflation. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That was Glenn Polo, OIC of the PSA Price Statistics Division, and Soraya de Guzman, OIC of the PSA Economic Sector Statistics Service.